Yep, I got it. Thank you. This is like the mystery that was
Oh,
no, it's good because sometimes
well, who's to say? And that is, I wish I love this color. I can't wear it to see my life.
I
I
was
really do.
gonna say it.
It's
Here's the thing, like I had done this with black underneath and it doesn't pop out because it's a white
now
underneath.
that's interesting because
Mm-hmm.
you can wear black too.
Yeah,
So it's just interesting, but
it doesn't pop the
it
same
doesn't.
way. Yeah, when because I did it before, like I said, with the color, and it seemed like all my accessories just okay,
I can see that though. I can picture it in my mind's eye.
but it's
It's
yeah,
not. It's not the maximum
exactly,
beauty that it could be.
exactly,
Yeah, or like you said, the maximum pop. Okay.
100%, yeah,
Okay.
100%.
Time tomorrow between 10. Tell me again the exact
Between
time.
9:30 and 10 o'clock would be great.
And she'll probably be like, oh, no, it's not the case. My kids need to get to school.
Yes.
Okay. I will let you know. I'm going to
Yeah,
stay
and
for a
you
few
can just
minutes.
text me. Yeah,
Okay.
just text me.
Okay. Are you?
We're all we're all gonna be here. We're in love. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, that's right. And I was gonna say, you know, right here, Freedom Center. So, yeah, it's fun. Hey, I'm Jody. It's nice to meet you, Carol. Hey, how are you? This is wonderful. Good. Good. How are you? That is the case. It is you shape, literally exactly. I got you square. You know, like, they went over to my neighbor's backyard and mm-hmm. Sure. And that's fine. I'll zoom in. It's fine. Okay, perfect. Well, you follow me, then that's fine. Yep, definitely. So no, you, oh, okay, okay, great, great. You all, I mean, have a seat front and center if you like, or right in here. All right. Okay,
Fourth floor.
good, good.
Fourth,
Okay.
fourth floor. Come to the back entrance. You get my text.
Yeah, I mean, look, front and center, you guys just have a seat. Yeah,
I'm
come on.
parked on
Okay.
Main Street.
Nice to meet you, Pam.
Not Main, yeah, I'm parked in the back. See Jefferson. Yeah, Market. I'm parked on Market. I'm parked on Market.
She retired.
All right.
Oh,
I'm not
okay.
back on the fourth floor.
Okay.
Come
Cause
to,
I know,
come to the back entrance.
December 31st is midnight. Okay, so. Okay, then you can turn this properly. Okay, okay, perfect. All right, I'm gonna go see where the guys are. Okay, thank you guys again for coming.
Mail? Yes. I had two nieces graduate from there. Okay. Yeah. They went to West Kentucky. One of them did, graduated.
We will get started here in just a couple of minutes.
Save here for the guys.
Okay, perfect. Which one? We did Marcus. Good morning, everybody. Hope everybody is having a good day so far, and thanks for coming to Metro Hall for our weekly press conference. And before we go any further, I want to start with some giant thanks. Thanks to all of the incredibly hardworking men and women of Louisville Metro government that were on our snow team, that were in so many other parts of our city, that worked so hard during the historic snowfall that we had started just over a week ago with our winter storm. Before I get to thanks for folks at Louisville Metro government, I also want to thank LG&E. Thanks to LG&E for the work that they've done over the past years to harden our power lines. And while we certainly had a lot of inconveniences as a result of the storm, having fewer power outages was a significant positive for the city. And so thanks to them for hardening their lines and for the work that they continue to do. To our snow team, thank you all so much. To the folks that are part of public works, parks, vacant lots, fleet and facilities that kept our vehicles on the streets, all of our emergency service providers and first responders, thank you for going the extra mile. We had colleagues that worked 8 days straight to help others throughout the serve. These are truly incredibly dedicated public servants. Just to give you a scope of how much work was done to recover from this historic snow, the most snow that we've had in over 25 years. We put over 44 million pounds of salt on our roads here in Jefferson County, over 18,000 gallons of calcium chloride. Our trucks collectively drove over 24,000 miles over this 1 week span. They started work 6 a.m. 2 Sundays ago and did not stop until this past Sunday. We helped JCPS address 125 of their bus stops. There were 4 high-density TARC 3 routes that also needed additional treatment beyond our snow routes. Norton Healthcare Sports and Learning Center had a national track and field competition this past weekend, and so we added routes to help them welcome the world to our city. Our public libraries, for some reason, were not always directly on the snow routes, and so we made sure that people could get to them. I want to thank all of our colleagues at the libraries as well. They were open to be warming centers, to be recharging centers for individuals during this cold and snowy weather. And also, for 2 days, we helped out U of L as well, so they could get back going as well. You know, people truly went the extra mile, these dedicated public servants, and I really want to thank them all. As Louisville continues to get moving again, we're going to continue to be out there. If there are still issues that people have, please continue to call 311. I know that everybody, including my family, is excited that garbage collection has resumed. It actually resumed last Wednesday. But if you were unable to bring your garbage out or forgot to bring your garbage out because of the snow, please continue to do so. Our team at Solid Waste Management is certainly back at it. And so garbage collection has resumed at full strength, and so we are back in business. You know, we've got dedicated public servants that are working through snow, through sunny days like today, every day to make our city safer, stronger, and healthier. That is one of the reasons why it is the honor of a lifetime to be mayor of Louisville. And I'm pleased to announce today, to start our press conference today, by introducing 2 new colleagues who are making our team here at Louisville Metro government even stronger than it has been. Recently, I've hired 2 outstanding leaders to join the mayor's office and to continue to lead our city in a new direction. These two great individuals are Misty Wright and Chan Kemper. First, let me introduce Misty. Misty is our new Executive Director for Community Safety. She believes, as I do, that every resident in every corner of our community deserves to be safe and to feel safe. Improving public safety is her, my, and our administration's #1 priority. In her new role, Misty is going to work closely with LMPD, with other metro agencies, with federal and state partners, and the entire community to accelerate our administration's efforts to reduce violent crime in our city and improve public safety. This is going to be a comprehensive effort. There's not one solution to improving public safety and reducing violent crime. We know that. And so we need to work with partners inside and outside of government, in local government, state government, federal governments, at all levels of all branches to work to reduce violent crime in our city. We need to address our root causes. We need to prevent violence from happening. We need to apprehend individuals who commit violent crime. We need to help individuals who are getting out of their time in the justice system and back into life re-enter and lead productive societies. We need short and long-term strategies, and I'm so excited that Misty is going to be working right in our office to coordinate and lead these efforts. Misty is returning home to Louisville. She has a degree from Yale in cognitive neuroscience, and she then got her law degree at Harvard Law School and a certificate from Harvard Kennedy School. Before joining us in the mayor's office, Misty most recently served as an assistant U.S. attorney, deputy chief, and lead strike force attorney in the United States Attorney's Office for the Northern District of Illinois. There, she prosecuted federal gang criminal cases, including violent crimes, gangs, cartels, as well as narcotics trafficking, money laundering, public corruption, financial crimes, crimes against children, and more. She's earned many different law enforcement awards throughout her career, including the Medal of Valor from the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives, also known as the ATF, Outstanding Contribution in the Field of Drug Law Enforcement Award from the DEA, the Chicago Crime Commission Award for Law Enforcement Excellence by a task force in the area of illegal narcotics, and the Cook County, Illinois Excellence in Law Enforcement Award. We are so thrilled to have Misty as part of our team. We're so glad that she and her family moved back home to Louisville to join Louisville Metro government. Please join me in welcoming to our team, back home to our city, Misty Wright. Misty?
Thank you so much, Mayor, and good morning, everyone. My name is Misty Wright, and as the Mayor said, I am the new Executive Director for Community Safety. I'm from Louisville, born and raised, but I'm coming to you from Chicago, where I spent the last nearly a decade as a federal prosecutor. And I prosecuted some of the most violent gangs and cartels in our country and abroad. And to do that, I worked with various law enforcement agencies, including FBI, ATF, DEA, and other federal, state, and local partners. And I've developed a deep understanding of how organized crime works and what works to disrupt and dismantle it. I look forward to bringing that knowledge and that expertise and that perspective to this role with the Mayor's office. At the U.S. Attorney's Office, I was also in charge of the Organized Crime Drug Enforcement Strike Force, and that's a prosecutor-led initiative that involves a collaboration of federal, local, and state authorities to identify, investigate, and eventually prosecute the most dangerous individuals and organizations in our country. I'm thrilled to be moving back to Louisville. It's so good to be home. And I'm honored to be here working with this mayor. You know, time and time again, the mayor has said that his #1 priority is public safety. And by creating my position, he is further demonstrating his continued commitment to that goal. What the mayor has been doing so far has been working. Crime is on the decline in Louisville, but there's way more work to be done. I'm hopeful that in working with the mayor and working with LMPD and other partners, agencies, and organizations, we can make some progress on those goals. And I hope to give the residents of Louisville what we deserve: a safe place to work, a safe place to raise our children, and a safe place to call home. So let's get to work.
Let's do it.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Misty. We're thrilled to have you as part of the team. And we're also thrilled to have another new colleague as part of the team. And so I'm excited to introduce one other new colleague today. Chan Kemper has joined my office as my senior advisor on law and public policy. Chan is an experienced public policy professional and attorney. She has over a decade experience in legislative advocacy, policy development, and strategic leadership. She is thoughtful, she is smart, she is experienced on some of the most challenging issues that our city is facing today. We depend on Chan to provide critical counsel on these public policy issues that we're dealing with today and that might arise in the future. In addition to be a senior advisor on public policy, Chan is also serving as the new executive director of the Equity and Procurement Task Force. Chan believes, as I do, that public procurement is a powerful instrument to expand opportunities for certified minority and women-owned businesses across our entire community. Like public safety, we are making progress, but there is still much work to be done to help encourage more entrepreneurs to start businesses, to help smaller businesses grow into larger businesses. We here at Louisville Metro government can and will do more, and we are fortunate to have Chan's leadership to lead us in that direction. Before moving to Louisville, Chan was in Washington, D.C., where she served as a strategy lead for federal policy for Community Solutions, a nonprofit that focuses on addressing the challenges of homelessness. As I mentioned, Chan is going to be working with us on some of the most challenging issues facing our community, like homelessness. Chan went to Fisk University. She also, like Misty, is an attorney, and she got her JD at the University of Cincinnati. She's worked just down the road in Frankfort at the Kentucky Legislative Research Commission. She's been on our team now for a few weeks and has already made incredibly important contributions, and I'm so excited about the contribution she makes to our administration, but more importantly, to the entire city. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming another amazing new colleague to our team, Chan Kemper.
Thank you for the introduction. I'm delighted to be here today and to serve the city of Louisville as part of Mayor Greenberg's administration. So a little bit about me. As the mayor said, I received my bachelor degree from Fisk University and my law degree from the University of Cincinnati, and I have dedicated my life to public service. That includes serving as a Peace Corps volunteer in Uzbekistan and later Ukraine. I've also served as a legislative analyst for the Judiciary Committee for the Kentucky Legislature, and now as an advisor on law and public policy to Mayor Greenberg. I truly believe that it is a responsibility and a privilege to work on behalf of the people of the city to build a safer and stronger community. In my role as an advisor, I have researched and developed policies that will help the dedicated individuals that make up Mayor Greenberg's administration address our city's most pressing issues. And as executive director of the Equity and Procurement Task Force, I'm focused on ensuring that our city's economic opportunities are inclusive and benefit all citizens. Genuinely and truly, my ultimate goal is to help implement strategies that make Louisville a city where everyone feels safe, secure, and supported. Thank you for allowing me the opportunity to serve.
Thank you so much, Chan. We've got big plans ahead, and that takes great people, and we are so fortunate to have two amazing individuals joining the team as well. And speaking of some of the plans ahead, I want to give an update on two things that are coming up here in the near future. First, I want to talk briefly about a project that we've talked about before that we've gotten support from both the city, the Metro Council, as well as the state and the General Assembly, and that's the Belvedere. The Belvedere has the opportunity to be a transformative project a new world-class destination for downtown Louisville, but all of Louisville, a place where people come together, a place that connects our east and west, a place that continues to spark more activity in downtown Louisville, and a place that can be a symbol and an icon for what Louisville is today and where we want Louisville to be tomorrow. We can all accomplish all of that with the transformative project in the heart of our city, overlooking the history of our city, the Falls of the Ohio, at the Belvedere. And so this month, we are having 3 community engagement sessions starting this Thursday at Central High School at 5 p.m. There, and 2 others, one at Southwest Regional Library and one at the St. Matthew's Library, and we're going to circulate all of this information publicly. We're going to seek engagement from the community. What do the people of Louisville want to see in terms of additional recreational opportunities, additional commercial opportunities? We don't want the Belvedere to replicate other assets that we have in the community. We want to add more to bring people together to this world-class destination. And so as we move forward on the design, these community engagement sessions are critically important to hear from you. There will also be opportunities to provide additional feedback online as well. But I wanted to invite the community to join us at the first of 3 community engagement sessions this Thursday at Central High School at 5 p.m. The second event is an annual event that's happening this Sunday. And one of the great pleasures and honors of being mayor is the honor to bestow awards on others who are doing amazing work, people who are serving others in our community. And one really unique opportunity to do that each year is at the annual Keepers of the Dream Freedom Awards celebration. That's part of the Keepers of the Dream ceremony at the Kentucky Center for the Arts this Sunday night at 5 p.m. Just one of the many events in our community celebrating the life and legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. As we think back and reflect on his legacy and hopefully use it to inspire us, not just next weekend, but every day of the year as we all work to make Louisville a better city. This award was created to honor Dr. King's legacy and to celebrate people in our city who worked to put Dr. King's vision and ideas into practice. And this year, we have 2 amazing individuals who have earned this recognition with their hard work in our community, thanks to their service to others. I'm pleased this Sunday that I'll be giving the Keepers of the Dream Freedom Award to Joanne James and to the Reverend Dr. Corey Shull. Joanne James spent 30 years with the Jefferson County Public Schools, where she was a champion for young people. She's also been active with numerous other nonprofit and community organizations, including the NAACP, Kentucky Association of Black School Administrators, Delta Sigma Theta Sorority, the National Council of Negro Women, and the Kentucky State University Alumni Association. She's also the First Lady of Elam Baptist Church. Joanne is an amazing woman with a great spirit, and I'm so excited to bestow her with this award on Sunday night. The same goes for the Reverend Dr. Corey Shull. He's a well-known leader throughout our community and a strong advocate for education, and knows that that is such an important part of helping to create a stronger city, but also to support every child in our school with a world-class public education. He's chair of the board of JCPS. He also serves as senior pastor at Burnett Avenue Baptist Church at this moment and leads his congregation every day. I'm so looking forward to talking more about these individuals' accomplishments this Sunday and honoring them with the Keeper of the Dream Freedom Award this Sunday, January 19th at 5 p.m. at the Kentucky Center. There are going to be performances, visual art, music, and much more. It's a free event. It's open to the entire community, and I hope everyone and many people will join us at the Kentucky Center this Sunday night at 5 p.m. And finally, before we take questions from the media, I want to honor 2 other amazing individuals, 2 young individuals who have their whole life ahead of them, and I am confident are going to follow in the footsteps of Dr. King, of Joanne James, of the Reverend Dr. Corey Shull, and so many other Louisvillians who help other people in challenging times. These are 2 young men who I talked about earlier this week. Come on up here, guys. Let me brag about you guys a little bit. Mason Goodrich and Shane Crow. They're brothers and high school students who live in West Louisville. And they did something really special last week, if you haven't already seen. When the snow came down and kept coming and kept piling up more than we've seen in 25 years in our city, they just didn't stay at home and play video games while they were out of school from JCPS last year. They put on their coat and gloves and got to work helping their neighbors. They got out their shovels and they helped their neighbors shovel their sidewalks for free. I mentioned them last week during one of my local briefings. And I wanted to more formally honor them because this is the type of kindness. This is the type of work going the extra mile to help another neighbor that Louisville is so proud of, that makes Louisville such an amazing city. And so I want to honor Mason and Shane today in part to inspire other people, other young people, but people of all ages that can follow in their footsteps, that can continue to help others as we all work every day to make Louisville a safer, stronger, and healthier community. So Mason and Shane, thank you all so much. And I want to bestow you guys with hold on, I got this backwards here. Shane, I want to bestow you and your brother Mason with proclamations as distinguished citizens of our city. Thank you all so much.
Thank you, man. Appreciate you so much.
Thank you, guys.
I have a speech I want to say.
Yes, sir. Sure. Please share a few words.
Good morning, everyone. I wrote down what I would like to say because I do not want to leave anyone or anything out, as Mason and I are extremely grateful. First, I want to thank Mayor Greenberg for inviting us to come speak today and for recognizing our efforts. It's truly an honor to be here. I also want to thank all the generous people who have supported us, whether by donating money, tools like the snowboard, or simply just cheering us on. Your kindness has meant so much to us. Thank you to the news teams at WDRB, WLKY, and WHS 11 for ensuring our story and helping us inspire others. I'd like to give a special thanks to Mill High School, PRP High School for Mason, my parents, and especially my grandparents in our village for always being there for us. When Mason and I started shoveling snow, our goal was simply to bring our community together and help those who needed it the most while we were off from school. I'm proud to say we accomplished that goal. Seeing neighbors come together to support one another have been the most rewarding part of this experience. Thank you again to everyone who made this possible. This isn't just about us. It's about what we can all achieve when we work together. Let's continue to support and lift each other up as a community. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I just want to say thank you to everyone who showed up, and I appreciate all who donated.
Thank you, Mason. Thank you, Shane. And with that, I'm happy to take any questions from members of the media.
How would your office move forward if a federal judge decides that the Fed government will not oversee a consent decree?
I think it's important to be very clear, as I have been since the first days early in my term as mayor, when the Department of Justice came and provided their findings report. Louisville is not waiting. We are taking action. We have spent the last 2 years, now under the leadership of Chief Humphrey, making improvements to LMPD with policies, with training, with recruitment, and more. We will continue to focus on that effort of improving LMPD every single day. That said, I believe and I support our efforts to sign the consent decree that we signed and released just a few weeks ago. It met all of our requirements for the framework for this reform and improvement to LMPD that we've been talking about. First, it is a framework for the needed improvements and reform that Chief Humphrey and I and others believe needs to happen. Second, it goes hand in hand with all of our efforts to improve public safety, to make Louisville a safer community. It has clear exit path, it's financially responsible, and we're confident it will help move our city in the right direction.
Mayor, this workforce reduction, including 200 jobs at its Cooperage operation here. What are your thoughts on that, and is the city going to help these displaced workers?
Yes, it is a challenging time in the liquor industry for Brown-Forman and for other companies where bourbon and other spirits are primary source of revenue for those individuals. But Brown-Forman and other companies like it are incredibly important parts of our community. They're strong companies. Brown-Forman has been around for over 100 years, and I'm confident it has an incredibly bright future. So this is certainly unfortunate news, particularly for the individuals that are impacted here locally. We have been in touch with the company. We've already reached out. There are a lot of great job openings throughout Louisville Metro government. You've met two great new colleagues that I have today, but whether it's joining our team as a police officer or in the mayor's office, there are lots of opportunities. And so we have already reached out and will be providing information on job opportunities to Louisville Metro government to those who are impacted by Brown-Forman's announcements. But we will continue to support and work with Brown-Forman in any way that we can to continue to strengthen them and every other business in this industry. There is a bright future for these companies. Bourbon is an incredibly important part of our economy. And while part of their business might be challenged at the moment for lots of different reasons, here in Louisville, bourbon tourism continues to thrive. Record numbers of people continue to visit Brown-Forman's facilities as well as others, and we're going to continue to support them in that regard and any other regard that we can as well. Working in partnership with our Louisville Economic Development Agency, we will continue to support all companies that are operating in this industry. Governor.
Mayor, you repeatedly said that you accept the findings of the DOJ report, and those findings were that LMPD had a pattern or practice of conduct that violates the Constitution and federal law. However, your counsel, both in court filings and in court yesterday during the consent decree hearing, repeatedly said that the Metro government does not concede the conduct described in the DOJ report was a pattern of practice or a regular occurrence. Do you believe there was a pattern or practice of violations in LMPD, and if not, what do you mean when you say you accept the findings of the report?
It's a very fair and good question in terms of the question is, what do I mean when I say I accept the findings of the consent decree? I've been very clear. Chief Gwynn Bill-Roel, prior to Chief Humphrey, and I were both very clear. We acknowledge that harms were done in this community. Harms were done by public servants that were part of LMPD and Louisville Metro government. We understand that people were hurt. And so we believe it's time to learn from the past and to move forward with a focus on improvement. And so what I mean by accepting the findings is we accept that report. There are things within the report that we contest. But the choice is to either fight over all of the allegations in the report or to focus on the future, to focus on improvement. We can learn from the past, but our focus is going to be on improvement. The improvement that Chief Humphrey is leading at LMPD, the improvement that we're working in partnership with Misty, with others in my administration on all aspects of public safety in our community, to keep people safe, to treat people fairly, to protect their rights, to have accountability and transparency at Louisville Metro government and all agencies, including LMPD. So that's what I mean by accepting the findings. To me, going backwards and litigating the past doesn't help this community. It doesn't heal this community. It continues to focus on the issues that divided our city and hurt our city. I want to bring us together. I want to focus on the future. So let's use what we all know happened in the past and focus on the future together, even if there are parts of that findings report that we disagree with. Roberto.
This question is either for you or for Misty or both. You had talked about her experience, particularly going after group violence. You said gangs, cartels. We know the chief has talked a lot about how group violence contributes to gun violence in Louisville. Is developing new strategies to address gangs and group violence, is that going to be part of Misty's role in your administration?
Yes, the question was about, will part of Misty's role in my administration be to address some of the gang violence that we're seeing in our community? And the answer is yes. Misty has significant experience with that. Group violence intervention is a program that we have really focused on since I became mayor, enhancing. It existed prior to me becoming mayor, but we focused on enhancing it. I now attend the monthly meetings with others in my administration. Misty will be a part of that. Attorney General Coleman is part of that. Other prosecutors at the state level, Commonwealth attorney, county attorney, federal officials attend that. One of the things that Misty is going to be focused on doing is how do we enhance that program, but how do we do other things as well beyond group violence intervention to end some of the gang violence that our community is feeling and seeing. She started last Monday.
Hi, so you talked about 125 ACPS bus stops that you guys helped plow, but we reached, some of the parents from ACPS reached out and said that their bus routes have been canceled because buses can't get there. Are you guys going to continue to plow some of those routes? And are you guys also plowing some Catholic school routes as well?
So the question was about JCPS bus routes, what's been plowed, are we going to continue? First, let me clarify something. I believe I said 125 bus stops, not bus routes. Those were provided, I believe, you'll have to ask JCPS a lot of the questions that you just answered, that you just asked, but we cleared to the 125 bus stops. My understanding is those were some of the highest density bus stops in the JCPS system. And so that is what we cleared. We're not right now doing additional bus stops to my knowledge. Again, if there are certain areas that we need to go back out and address, please call 311 or JCPS will let us know and we can address those. There are other parts of our city that, again, we had 110 snow routes that reflected 2,700 miles. And there were some roads that probably should be on the snow route that are not. That's something that we're already working on this week as we learn from what occurred last week. One of those roads is English Station Road in the east that leads to Christian Academy of Louisville. That probably should have been on the snow route, and so we did pay attention to that route as well, to English Station Road. We did plow and treat that road additionally as well, knowing what a major thoroughfare that has become. But our coordination was with JCPS on those 125 bus stops. Yeah.
Is the creation of Mrs. Wright's position a direct result of the DOJ report?
No. The question was about is the creation of Misty Wright's position a direct result of the DOJ report? No, again, the consent decree is one area towards improving LMPD and focused on improving public safety. There is a lot more that can and must be done in our city, things that we're already working on that we need to strengthen, and new strategies that we need to try that go beyond anything within LMPD's purview. Those are the areas that Misty is going to be working most closely with us on strengthening and creating new initiatives towards that effort, a comprehensive to improving public safety and reducing violent crime. We've been working on this. We wanted to find the right person, and we were so thrilled to find Misty Wright. I'll take one more. I think there was one more hand here.
Defer that the side streets in the community, or how are the effective plans right now? Are you seeking out to get those cleaned up as well?
Right now, the question was about side streets in the community with snow routes. Right now, we are addressing roads that have either a unique dangerous situation and it's a public safety issue, or that have a unique transportation need beyond just being a neighborhood road. We understand very clearly that for everyone in the city, the roads that you travel on are the roads that are the most important. We get that. Given the resources that we had and the traditional history of snowfall and icefall in this region, we're dealing with the resources that we had. And I'm incredibly proud of the work that our team did, that our equipment did, to not just do the 110 routes, the 2,700 miles that we already had focused on, but we went above and beyond to help JCPS, to help U of L, to help the Norton Sports and Learning Complex, to help others throughout our community that should have been on the snow route to begin with. We'll continue to evaluate that. We'll seek some input on what the snow route should be. We'll publicize those, but that is where we are. Again, if there are specific areas that need our attention, please call 311 so we can address that. Thank you all very much. Have a wonderful day and week.